Welcome back. If you know the following brand names like Gawker, Jalopnik, Gizmodo, Deadspin, Jezebel, then you may be curious to see our profile tonight of the man in charge. If none of that rings a bell, then there's a good chance you will know their work. They often give birth to the stories the folks in print and television end up chasing. It starts with the website Gawker, and it starts at the top, a guy named Nick Denton. Recently, Jamie Gangel spent some time with the man who calls himself the gossip merchant.
The stories are so sensational and outrageous, you can't ignore them. Gossip, gadgets, sports, scandal, the blogs of Gawker Media, 8 sites that have become the envy of the Internet, and made this man one of the most powerful forces in media. Meet 45-year-old Nick Denton, who says the key to his success is breaking all the rules.
Here are the words most often used to describe Gawker. You tell me true, not true. Snarky.
Yeah.
Sexual.
Yeah.
Nude photos of private parts.
If it's interesting.
You report rumors. You don't always check it out.
Yeah.
Shameless.
Yes.
Irresponsible.
Defined by who?
Mean.
Mean. Occasionally.
His victims might argue more than occasionally, but Denton is unapologetic.
Is there any place you won't go? Is there any subject that's off limits?
Our company lawyer asks me that question sometimes, and I don't like to define the answer.
So they pay for salacious scoops, publish rumors, settle lawsuits when they have to, and if they get it wrong, they simply update.
People need to get their head around the fact that the web is different, that we publish faster, we change faster, we correct faster, and frankly, our standards of publication are lower.
They also borrow without remorse. Most posts are cannibalized items taken from other sources, repackaged, topped off with catchy headlines. But along the way, Gawker has also reported original stories that broke big news. When an Apple engineer accidentally left his iPhone 4 prototype at a bar, Gizmodo, Gawker's tech blog, paid $5,000 to the person who found it, then scooped Apple by posting the first pictures 3 months before the official release.
Now, stop me if you've already seen this.
In reality, Steve Jobs was furious. Gawker also was the first to report this item, revealing that married New York Congressman Chris Lee had sent a shirtless photo to a woman on Craigslist.
The fastest moving Capitol Hill sex scandal ever.
It ended his career. Lee resigned in a record 2 hours and 27 minutes.
Send me a text. Love to see you tonight.
And this story about quarterback Brett Favre went viral when Gawker's sports site Deadspin paid for voicemail messages and graphic photos the football player allegedly sent to a Jets employee.
Love to have you come over tonight.
The NFL launched an investigation, then fined Favre $50,000 for failing to cooperate.
All the things that never get published, that never get broadcast, those are the stories that we run. We run the offcuts, the things that you're too precious to run.
With a reputation for mischief, Denton has cultivated the image of the naughty outsider, but insists his blogs are really about the truth.
This is going to sound really, really pretentious, but I believe in the larger truth, and I believe that the truth is arrived at, often in a rather messy fashion, and that gossip is part of the process, that we'll put out a story and it will be rough and ready, and then, frankly, television and newspapers will kind of come and follow on like a day or two later once we've done the dirty work.
That dirty work started a decade ago when Denton moved to Manhattan and launched Gawker out of his apartment. Educated at Oxford, a former reporter for the Financial Times, Denton found young bloggers, paid them $12 a post, and had only one rule: nothing was off limits.
What was your vision for Gawker when you started?
That it should be authentic, and it should capture the real conversations, the things that people actually talk about. Our catch line is whatever we know, whatever we think.
That scorched earth philosophy has made Gawker Media the most valuable blog network, estimated worth $320 million. And it's earned Denton a variety of titles: villain, visionary, the skunk at the garden party of Manhattan's media elite, a reputation he clearly relishes.
Are you going to become a U.S. citizen?
I think if I could become a citizen of New York, then I would.
But not the rest of the United States? How elitist of you.
We are a pretty elitist publication.
That said, Denton has always considered himself an outsider, even growing up in England.
I'm actually not nearly as British as people think I am. I'm a gay Hungarian Jew, so I'm going to be as home in New York as I am in London.
What did you think you were going to do when you grew up?
I think I actually wanted to go into politics.
And what happened?
I was gay.
You were gay, and that was... There are not gay people in politics?
Certainly they weren't then, and I couldn't really see myself having the picture of the wife and the kids.
So instead, he became an internet media mogul.
Now you have this.
His empire is now housed in these trendy downtown offices, complete with a roof deck for parties. And the bloggers have grown up.
And over there?
38. I'm 33.
37.
They're well paid.
They get insurance?
They do.
They get a 401k plan?
They do.
And they're well educated. Harvard, Princeton, Stanford, even this.
Some of us here do have master's degrees in journalism from Columbia. He doesn't really like to brag about that part.
But they still like to promote a rogue image.
It seems that they've just updated the front page.
Within minutes of our arrival, NBC became the target.
Oh, that's really unfortunate. You know what? You're going to get no clicks.
We're living in the Gawker age, where news is driven by what will draw a crowd, or in this case, a click.
This is the most terrifying thing we have to show you here for traditional journalists, because it's as if every single week is sweeps, and the numbers tell the whole story.
It's called the Big Board, and it displays the second-by-second traffic on all of Gawker's sites. It's a popularity contest, and the bloggers know what drives traffic. Yes, there's a reason for all those cat videos.
What do you love in a story, Nick?
I love stories that tell a truth that everybody knows.
Such as?
And then Denton did what Gawker is famous for. Said the name of a celebrity he claims is gay, but in the closet.
The story everybody knows.
Does it matter whether it's true?
Yeah.
Gossip we won't repeat. Apparently Denton, who once thought he couldn't run for office because he was gay, now thinks outing is good for business.
I find that kind of journalism just disgusting.
David Carr covers media for the New York Times and is both a critic and a fan.
Here's what I love about Gawker is you'll have a thought that's sort of rolling around your back of your mind about this or that thing, and they'll just reach up and snatch it and render it into the web. They're very, very good at that.
What's the thing you like least about Gawker?
There was a group of ninth grade girls who knew everything, who saw everything, who said everything. The mean girls who just, ran the show and laid waste to everyone they saw. That's Gawker. They rule the playground. It's partly because they'll say unspeakable things.
Whether it's a crass headline about kids overdosing on heroin or insulting Steve Jobs right after he died, political correctness has no place at Gawker.
Nazi always does well on the internet.
So does mocking celebrities.
This is the Tom Cruise Scientology video.
I think it's a privilege to call yourself a Scientologist, and it's something that you have to earn.
And friends are not immune. Recently, Denton received a private email from this friend at NBC, which included a critique of a certain musical guest on Saturday Night Live. Denton sent it to the editor-in-chief of Gawker, who promptly posted it.
So let's talk about Brian Williams. He sent you a private email.
Yeah.
And you burned him. Why'd you do it?
I messed up.
But this wasn't news. This is a personal email. What kind of person does this?
We publish stuff. We publish stories ahead of maintaining relationships with people without access, favor, or discretion.
So you really don't apologize for it.
For that?
Yeah.
It was a mess up internally, but no, I don't.
Anything for a story, especially one that gets a lot of clicks.
Do you care whether people respect you?
I don't need it in the short term. I'm prepared to wait for years. I like nothing better than to be proven right. And I can wait quite a long time for that.
What would you like your legacy to be?
Told the truth, the whole truth.
What would be the snarky Nick Denton legacy headline?
Dude thought he was telling the truth. Please.
Jamie Gangel's here with us. All the atmospherics aside, in the web, it's been a tricky business proposition for some folks. How's their business? What was your takeaway?
He says it's getting better and better. The numbers are going up and up. We should give one advisory. For people who know Gawker, this won't surprise them. But if you've never been to their sites, a parental advisory. There are a lot of very sexually explicit graphic things on the site. I like to say political correctness has no place at Gawker, neither do children. So just people should be aware of it. But he's now talking about an art and culture site. So he would hate for me to say that he's going reputable or establishment, but you do get the sense that it's growing up.
Jamie Gangel, welcome. Thank you.
Thank you
very much for your reporting. Up next, when we continue tonight, the discovery this network made 50 years ago.